What's going on, everybody? It's Stas here. Welcome back to another video. So a pretty solid day in the stock market today, guys. S&P 500 up 0.3%. The Dow Jones also up 0.3%. And guess what? The Nasdaq 100 also went up 0.3% as the Russell 2000 led the way, up 1.4% on the day. And in this video, we're going to be talking more about the stock market, breaking down some technicals, going over a bunch of stocks to buy now. And I want to share with you guys what I've been doing in the stock market, a couple earnings reports here from GameStop and from Chewy, and in general, where my head is at as a trader and as an investor. So if you all find value, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to claim your 4 free stocks from WeBull down below. All you have to do is deposit $100 and you get 4 free stocks valued up to $1,600. So let's get into it, guys. S&P 500 today went up 0.3%, up 10 points, and hit yet again another all-time high. Today's all-time high, we closed, I believe this is the first time, it's the first time we closed over 3,700. So another milestone was reached on the S&P. 3708.45 was the all-time high. And what do you know, guys? Today, yet again, like yesterday, like the day before that, we traded within this 5-day, 5-minute channel here on the 5-day, 5-minute chart, right? You can see it here. We've been trading within it, holding support on the bottom of the channel and getting rejected at the top of the channel. And if you guys remember in yesterday's video, we talked about how we saw a double bottom at 3680 heading into the close, followed by a breakout heading into the close, right? 3680 double bottom breakout. And that was pretty bullish. And well, what happened today? We actually gapped back down. We tested 3680, that same spot we tested yesterday, and we actually double bottomed yet again at 3680, and we broke out for the rest of the day. And the S&P 500 actually saw about a 30-point pop from the low of the day to the high of the day. So it was a very bullish day overall in the markets. And at this point, since we are trading towards the top of that channel, we might see a sell-off tomorrow. Honestly, if we are going to maintain this channel, that is, we might see a sell-off and maybe a point of support at about 3690 to maybe 3700, or maybe we just rally right out of this. That's also possible if we gap up tomorrow. Let's say we break 3710, another all-time high, and we end up breaking the resistance here of the channel. And if I pull back to the 20-day chart, you'll see a bigger picture, right? We might be going higher, maybe straight to 3730, 3750. Ultimately, I think the S&P 500 is going to close the year maybe around 3750 to 3800. That's kind of my price target here, and I've been saying that for the past couple of weeks, if you guys recall. So watch what it does here on the channel on the 5-day, 5-minute. And when it comes to SPY, which is an ETF that tracks the S&P 500, I know a lot of you guys analyze this instead of the actual index. You can see today we sold off and we held 366 as a support on this hourly chart. You guys can see it. It was a higher low support. We also held that 180 SMA here, which was also a support weeks ago, stemming back, honestly, even a month ago here in the month of November. So the fact that we held that as a higher low, we ripped up higher, you guys can see here, and we actually broke 369, which was a resistance we talked about yesterday, and we closed in the 370s at an all-time high. That is incredible here on SPY. And again, it's very bullish, right? Very bullish price action today. And when it comes down to the Dow Jones up 100 points, we closed a little bit under that all-time high, but still, we hit another all-time high today, 30,246.22. That was a little bit higher from what we hit yesterday. If you guys remember yesterday, Dow Jones opened up at an all-time high at about 30,230, sold off, and it seems like that sell-off ended up being held by the bulls out there. We sold off a bit, held 30,000 at a higher low, and we ripped up higher. So that's looking very bullish on the Dow Jones as well. So where could the Dow Jones go? I know I said 37,850 to maybe 3,800 on the S&P. I could maybe see the Dow go maybe 31,000 by the end of the year. That might be stretching it. That's another couple percentage points higher from where we are now. But again, I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. Anywhere from 30,500 to 31,000 could be where it heads for the rest of this year, or at the end of the year, rather. And the Nasdaq 100 here, guys, up 0.3% today, hit an all-time high as well. So we have all-time highs across the board today. Nasdaq 100, 12,650 was that all-time high. You guys can see here ever since we broke 12,500, which we called out here as a breakout spot. The Nasdaq has been hitting all-time high 2 days in a row. It hit all-time highs, right? Yesterday and today at the close or near the close of the market. So Nasdaq's bullish, S&P's bullish, Dow's bullish, and the Russell. Did the Russell hit an all-time high? It sure did, guys. 1918. So I don't know when the last time that every index hit an all-time high and the same day was, but we got it today. And honestly, when I'm looking here at the Russell, I need a pull down on this. It's screaming pull down in my eyes. It's overbought here on the 4-hour chart according to the RSI. So we'll pull down a bit. If we do, I'm hoping we do, I'm probably going to end up adding more to my IJR position, which is an ETF here that tracks small caps, right? Which the Russell is a small cap index. And this is not a swing trade, my position in IJR. This is a long-term position that, quite honestly, I've been adding ever since the 70s. It's been a couple months here that I've been averaging into this. And on the next Russell pull down, I'll probably add a little bit more, average more into IJR. So let me know your thoughts down below. What are you guys up to? What do you think about the markets? Are you bullish? Are you bearish? Are we getting a bit overextended here? I'd love to know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. And when it comes down to what I personally did today, guys, I didn't do anything new. I'm holding on to my positions here that I've been in for some 1 day, others a couple weeks, right? So what I'm personally in right now is the first trade that I actually got into yesterday is NNDM, right? NNDM, Nano Dimension, LTD ADR sponsored here is what it's called on Thinkorswim. And what we see here on this 10-day chart, you guys can see it actually probably on the hourly chart even better. What you can see here is the uptrending channel, right? NNDM has been uptrending for weeks at this point. It's been ripping from the low $2 range. It hit $8 a couple days ago, and it actually hit the resistance of the channel at about $8, and that's why we're seeing a bit of a retracement, right? We hit $8. They had a direct offering for about $6, right? It sold to exactly $6, held a higher low there at the support of the channel, and it popped up. And yesterday I added shares at $6.80, right? I'm still holding onto those shares, and today we had a great day, up almost 6.5%, up 43 cents here on the stock. And if I zoom in a bit, what you notice is pre-market, we took out the high from yesterday, which is very bullish, and we ended up closing on top of yesterday's close, which is also bullish. And in other words, we held the higher low in the close of the market, and we're in this wedge on the 5-day, 5-minute, which I think ultimately we're going to break out of tomorrow. That's what I am thinking here. I could be wrong, of course, but I think NNDM has another leg up coming to where it might test that $7.97 level and maybe break $8, which is the resistance again of this channel. So for me, I'm just holding on to my shares here at $6.80. I'm already up about 30 cents per share on a stock that's $7. That's a pretty big chunk, and I didn't lock in profits, and I'm well aware I might lose the profit that I'm already up on right now, but that's the risk I'm willing to take. And again, I think there is more upside here. And Alibaba is another one I'm still in at about $269. I'm still riding this one out. Been patient with this one, locked some profits on it last week. Now I'm just holding on to the rest. I think ultimately this stock is going back over 280, and I'm holding on to it for that price. That's honestly my target at around 285, 290 is where I want to offload these shares. And Workhorse, guys, Workhorse took a hit today. Ended up closing up about 0.6%, but earlier in the day, if you guys took a look at it, we actually almost cracked $20 on the bottom side, right? We almost went under 20 bucks, went to 2017 to be exact. I'm still in my position at $22, and what we're noticing here is a strong support overall at $20, but we're also downtrending into that support, if that makes any sense, right? We're in this wedge, and we actually broke out of the wedge later on in the session today, but it's still not completely out of the woods. I think once Workhorse can break 22, that is where we'll start to see more upside momentum, and until then, I'm probably not going to add more to it. I'm just going to hold on to what I have at about 22, and Apple's another one. This is one of my favorite holdings right now. Went up 0.5% today, almost hit 125. This is one that I've been in since 112. It's breaking out nicely on the 4-hour chart, and I think it's going over 127. Honestly, that's where I think we're heading here on Apple. I think we're going 130s, and I'm holding on for the ride there. And SLV is another one that I'm still in for some silver exposure there. It literally broke even today, didn't even move up or down, closed at 22.82. And EA, guys, the video game stocks are back, and we're going to talk about two other ones later in this video, but EA is the only one that I actually have a position in right now at about $132, and it's been a while, but we're back right around my cost basis here at 132. And honestly, I think we're heading much higher. This is getting out of the consolidation sell-off phase. Not really consolidation, it's been more of a sell-off. And the tides are turning. The bullish momentum is kicking in. We broke 129. We broke 130. We closed over 132. Now, if we break 134, that is where I think we're off to the races here on EA. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. What are you up to? Are you trading anything? Are you buying, selling? Are you in cash right now? Let me know your thoughts. Now, let's talk about quickly GameStop and Chewy. Both of these companies reported earnings today. GameStop, guys, I was watching it at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time once the market closed, and this thing was crazy. And now looking at it, it's under $15, which is unbelievable. You'll see here why in a second. So we closed at $16.94, up 3.6% on the day. It ran to $18.30 after market hours in the first 5 minutes, and then it dropped all the way now to under 15. It's at 14.70. And I know some of you guys in the Discord chat, shout out to you for doing this. I for sure don't have the kahunas to do this, but you guys bought put options on, some of you guys did. Let me know in the comments if you did, but some of you bought put options on GameStop right at the bell pretty much. And initially, those were getting crushed again as it went up to $18, but now you're probably sitting on a pretty penny because it's down $2 plus from the closing price. So those puts are probably printing some money right now. But yeah, let me know if you got into those puts. I for sure did not. But yeah, GameStop EPS of negative 53 cents versus negative 85 cents. So they beat on EPS, and revenue actually came a bit short. $1 billion versus $1.09 billion estimated. And take a look at this, guys. The e-commerce sales for GameStop increased 257% year over year, and comparable store sales declined 25%. So that's a big drop, guys. We all know people are shopping more online. They're not going in store as much. So I guess you can argue that it's justified that that's down 25%, but still 25% comparable store sales decline. That is unbelievable. That's bad. Let's be honest, that's bad. But the e-commerce maybe makes up for it a bit. Again, up 257%, and the stock is down probably because of that, to be honest. It's down 12% here after hours. Let me look at the live news tab to see if anything else is here. But oh wow, they're actually doing an offering. Oh my goodness. GameStop files for an offering of up to 100 million of its common stock. All right, so there you go. That's probably another big reason why the stock is dropping here. But either way, GameStop, it's definitely worth watching. Now that it's under 16, though, on the 4-hour chart, it's a bit worrisome because we broke that support, right? That old resistance at about 1550. It would have been ideal to hold that, but it didn't. So at this point, we could be going 1350 on GameStop. 180 SMA 4-hour chart. That could be an entry point. And Chewy here is another one. EPS of negative 8 cents versus negative 13 cents. So they beat EPS. And revenue, unlike GameStop, beat for Chewy. 1.78 billion revenue versus 1.72 billion, so it beat on EPS and revenue, and they see Q4 sales between 1.94 billion and 1.96 billion. So that's a nice uptick from what they just reported here in Q3. And another awesome thing that I like to see, that I'm liking here with Chewy, they have active customers of 17.79 million right now versus the 12.72 million last year at the same time. So a lot more customers, guys. You know, about 5 million more active customers this year than last year, same time. And the stock for Chewy went up to $84. Now it's selling off to about $78, right around where it closed today. And it seems like it's holding the uptrend here on the 5-day, 5 minutes. So who knows? This could be an entry point tomorrow, anywhere from $78, $79, $80, maybe for a move back up to the mid-80s. I'm bullish on Chewy overall, especially since it broke 75. That was a big resistance for the past couple of months. So shout out to Chewy. Great earnings from a brief standpoint here, a brief look at it, and the stock's doing well. So watch out for Chewy and GameStop tomorrow. Now let's talk about some other ones. Fastly today, guys. Oh my goodness, up 15%, closed a little bit under $100 at $98, and this is spiking on rumors of a merger and acquisition from Cisco, right? Cisco maybe is going to be buying out Fastly. Who knows? But the stock's running up like this, 15%, similar to how, Slack Technologies ran on the rumor that Salesforce was going to buy them out. It's the same thing here, right? Fastly's going up 15% on that news, and honestly, I still think it has more upside, believe it or not. This one's been beaten down a ton from 136 to 63. That was almost over a 50% drop, and it's been recovering since then. It broke a big wall of resistance at 77, 78. If you guys remember me talking about it in the past couple of weeks, I said it has to break $80 for me to consider it. It broke $80, broke both moving averages here on the 4-hour chart as well, and it broke $87 today. So this is turning trend. It's turning the tide. Bulls are starting to take control. And I think the next big gap up, which again is why I think there's more upside, I think the next big gap up is going to come above 98, probably up to about $115, $120. I think that's definitely possible, giving Fastly about 10-15% upside from here. That's if 100's able to break, which again, it closed a little bit under 100, but I think the second it breaks 98, $100, I think it's off to the races here for Fastly. Another one here, which honestly, guys, I'm kicking myself for not picking up today, because I was actually watching this one earlier in the day, and it got away from me. I was watching it at about $48, $47, $48. If you guys remember, and this is DKNG, by the way, if you guys remember, we talked about this channel that DKNG has been in. It was overbought, right? It hit the resistance of this channel at $54, and it's been trading within it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, right? 6 days in this channel on the 10-day, 30-minute, this downwards channel. And today, again, I was watching it at 47, 48. It got away from me. I got busy doing something else, whatever. I took my eyes off the screen, and then it ripped out of the channel, right? This would have been an entry point, $48, $49. Heck, I mean, even 45. You guys could have bought it when it was oversold towards the bottom of the channel. Even that would have been a good entry point, but I missed it completely, right? And when I saw it at $49, $50, $50, getting higher into the 50s, I was like, I'm not chasing this, but it's looking good anyway. Just because I didn't chase it doesn't mean that I'm not looking at it for tomorrow or the next day, because if we end up pulling down maybe to $49, maybe we consolidate at 50 a little bit, hey, maybe we might rip up higher. And this is it could be the first sign of a further breakout, again, because it broke out of this channel. So I didn't want to FOMO into it today because it saw such a big rally from 45 to 51. That was about a 10% move. So I didn't want to FOMO into that. But we'll see what happens tomorrow, guys. Anything could happen, and I think there could be some more upside here. We'll see how it goes down, maybe from 50 to 54, 55. We'll see how that ends up playing out on DraftKings. And another one here, which is unbelievable, did not talk about it yesterday. It went up 17, 18% yesterday, is Virgin Galactic. It actually went up even higher today. Hit a high of $36 pre-market, guys. Unbelievable. Hit $36, pulled down to about 32 at market open, double bottomed, then we broke out for the rest of the day. But at the low of the day, we hit about what? 31.80, and that was a decline of 12% from the pre-market price. So arguably, this could be a dip buy on Virgin Galactic. Honestly, guys, it's down a good 12%. It consolidated. Well, now it's probably down about 8 to 9% from its peak because we closed at 33.40. But we dropped, saw that sell-off, a lot of profit taking from pre-market, and we're actually holding the overall uptrend on the hourly chart, right? 50 SMA is holding, $30, old resistance is holding as a new support, and we rallied up throughout the rest of the day ever since that morning drop. So I think Virgin Galactic, this could be a dip buy. Momentum is obviously there. We have that test flight coming up on what is the 10th? Literally in what? 2 days from now? 10th, 11th? Oh no, here it is, guys. The window will be open on the 11th. Okay, new window for spaceflight launch will open on the 11th. Perfect. So 3 days from now, we have this flight. A lot of people are hyped up about it, so watch this one. It definitely could be a dip buy in my opinion. And Microsoft, this is another one. MSFT here. Microsoft has been consolidating for weeks at about 215, 216, a little bit above 218 sometimes, but overall in that general area, Microsoft has been consolidating, and I see it now, finally seeing a breakout spot. It didn't break out yet. This could be the first sign of a breakout. Today it went up almost 1%, but we're so close. We're so close, right? 216 needs to break, in my opinion, 217. That's why I have an alert here at 218. I think if 218 can break into the 220s, that's where Microsoft has that upside. You guys can see it for yourselves on the 4-hour chart. It's looking like a wedge, a symmetrical triangle, whatever the heck you want to call it. And I think if it breaks out, we're going to see a similar pattern to what we saw in Apple, right? And you all know I'm in Apple. I'm making money there, have been making money on Apple. And you can see Apple here, right, in that wedge and on this 4-hour chart. And what happened when it broke out? It went from 116 to 124. And we called that out before it happened. And Microsoft, I think it could do the same, right? From 116, 118, maybe up, or 216 and 218, maybe up to, let's say, 224, 225, 230, right? That's where I think Microsoft could be going. And NIO today and a bunch of other Chinese EVs, Li and XPEV, these are all showing breakouts, right? These are all showing breakouts. Remember yesterday I showed you all in the video how on the hourly chart we were still under the resistance, right? Under this, in this wedge, right? Well, now we're not in it anymore. NIO went up 3% today. It actually almost hit 48.50. We broke out of that 50 SMA resistance and this wedge resistance on the hourly chart. Now I think NIO has potential to $49, and I think if it breaks 50, that resistance from last week in the beginning of December, I think if it breaks that and the 180 SMA here on the hourly chart, NIO's going to go back up to the mid-50s, right? I think there's potential from $49.50 to $54, $55, so watch out for that breakout. And again, the other Chinese EVs, they're following the same pattern. We're seeing a breakout here on Li Auto on the hourly chart, so watch out for that move there. And XPEV is another one which it's not as prominent of a breakout, but we're starting to creep out of that, wedge resistance here. So there could be upside here as well. And the two video game stocks I want to finish the video off with today. One is Activision, ATVI. This is one that we called out a couple videos ago when it was in that downtrending channel, right? We said if it breaks this channel, $79, $80, it's likely to fill up to $83. It did exactly that, right? And it has more upside. I think from here, $83, we could be testing $85. That's the next resistance. And then from there, maybe $89, $90, right by that all-time high. I think that's ultimately where Activision is going here. And Nintendo, NTDOY, that's a pretty long ticker. I wish they had a different one, maybe like NIN or something. Who knows? But Nintendo is also breaking out here on this 4-hour chart. We went up 2% today. It's actually out of this wedge now, although we haven't broken the high from last week at about $72, $73-ish dollars. It seems like we're making our way there, and I think overall, let me show you guys what this could end up playing out like. This is what might happen on this 4-hour chart. Take a look at my arrow. I think overall from $70, I think Nintendo could maybe see moves up to $73, maybe mid-70s, so watch out for that on Nintendo. So overall, guys, that's it for this video. That's what I've been doing in the market, stocks I own, some earnings reports, GameStop, Chewy, and a bunch of other stocks that I'm looking to buy right now. So if you all found value, hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. 20,000 is the goal here. And I've been getting a bunch of questions about AirBNB and the IPO. Well, I made a video earlier today. I'll link it down below in the description box, and I'll probably pop it up here as an end card. And you guys got to go check that out if you want to see if I'm buying AirBNB, my thoughts around it. Go check out that video, and make sure to leave me a comment down below on your thoughts about everything going on in your world and the stock market in general. And don't forget to claim your 4 free stocks from WeBull. Link down below. All you have to do is deposit $100. You get 4 free stocks, and that is running out here in the next couple of days. So I'll catch you all in the next video. Thanks for watching. As always, stay safe out there, guys. Peace out.